Game 1 in the books, and it goes to San Diego City. The defending state champs move on to Saturday, and we are now joined by head coach for San Diego, Mitch Charlins. Mitch, congrats on the win. A gritty effort from the Bear Cubs, but they fall short, and you move on.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, Santa Rosa is a very good team. They don't turn it over. They're top 3 in the state in three-point shooting. They have tough, great players, and they had a great game plan for their defense.
Yeah, what did you think was the difference for you guys heading into the game, and what did you think you guys did well throughout the game to kind of pull away?
Our guys, I didn't do a great job of preparing our guys, I don't think, for their pack line defense and double team the post because we were not attacking it how we talked about. So I felt like that was my fault. I think what made a momentum shift for us was just my guys making plays. Robert McCoy made a big-time three at the end of a shot clock because we came out and didn't run our play properly, so he just had to make a big three, and we had a couple steals for fast breaks. It wasn't any adjustments I made. It was simply the guys making plays at the right time.
Yeah, it was Bo Keeve that really stood out, I think, for about 35 minutes there. He was the best player on the court, and then big-time players seem to shine in big-time moments, and Robert McCoy came alive last week versus Ventura in a win in the regional final at San Diego City, and now in quarterfinal number 1 on the day. He comes through in a big way. He talked about that big three. He went on a 5-1 run. He ended up hitting a layup right after that three ball that really sparked and it helped you guys separate from the pack there at the end. And can you talk a little bit about Robert and how good he is?
He's incredible, and he, you know, it's funny because such a phenomenal athlete, and these kids, they have so much confidence and so much swag. You know, you might look at him and think he's kind of arrogant. He's such a sweetheart of a kid and a 3.5 student, and you know, this is his 3rd year with us. He redshirted, or rather, he gray shirted for us first. So he was in our program at practice, and then played for us obviously last year, and he's just getting better and better. He actually was, you know, as athletic as he is, and he can put the ball on the floor now. In high school, he really just would catch and shoot threes, as athletic as he is. So his ceiling is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's a player you might see at not only the 4-year level, but very well the pro level, and he's that type of talent. You talk about the length and athleticism. Perry, you were singing his praises in terms of his character.
Yeah,
just a great kid.
I could just tell, you know, we've played them enough over the last couple of years, and me and Mitch have talked enough. You could tell his character and his toughness down the stretch of the game, he believed. But I want to take a chance to ask you some other questions now. I see your family behind the stands cheering hard. Your wife, she's sweating up in the stands. She's running around.
Stomping. She wears her boots just so she can stomp.
Yeah, she stomps pretty loud. And then I'm looking at you, and I'm seeing, you know, the girth and the chest. And I'm wondering, what do you guys eat at home?
Everything.
What kind of workout are you doing? I'm very thoroughly impressed, Mitch.
Thank you, Perry. Very little cardio for me. I can't move like I once did, and so now I just lift a lot of weights. Will Cowan, thank you for letting me bench press right immediately before the game today.
Did you rep it out?
I did. It was good.
I mentioned during the broadcast that you and I have a common deal where we're both saddleback guys, and Andy being a mentor kind of to both of us. And you know, do you have any thoughts about just that connection and in your coaching? And I know you have different guys who kind of been mentors to you, but I know Andy's an important guy to both of us.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah, God, I played at Saddleback as you did, and it's funny because I'll reach out for mentorship even from peers. Over the years, you're absolutely right. I've leaned on Andy a number of times and talked to him and met with him, and his wife even cooked for us, when we come to his house. And so absolutely, he's absolutely a mentor, even though we're peers.
Yeah.
And when I'm not playing the Gauchos, I'm rooting for them.
Yep.
It's incredible how it comes full circle. He coached at Tustin High School. I went to Century. Tustin used to play in our summer league. Mitch, you and I used to run open gym back in Riverside. And
that was like what, 1973?
Yes.
Hey, look, I was born in '81, man.
Oh,
you step out there, young.
Sorry.
Gentlemen, appreciate your time. Mitch, congrats on the win. Perry, great work as always. And game number 2 now comes in the fold. Hey, let's talk a little bit about the matchup here. This is the team, the winner of this game. You will play Cerritos. You saw them earlier in the year.
They have the winner of Fresno and Orange Coast.
Excuse me, Fresno, Orange Coast.
Sorry to correct you.
No, hey, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. The women's bracket, I think, on the other end. Well, let's talk about the matchup. And you're familiar with Cerritos?
Very good team. We were lucky to beat them. They had us down 11. You did that game
Joseph
for us.
Riley went nuts.
Yeah, Joe. Well, Isaac started it with. I mean, we were dead in the water, and then Isaac hit a 3. Trevor hit 1 in transition, and Joe Riley hit 3 or 4. And, but I mean, we were. Yeah, they had us. They had us down and out, and I don't know. You know, you've heard me a number of times. I don't know how we got it done, but we did somehow. We were lucky. Cerritos very good, and Yuba's always very good. So this is going to be a great game.
Well, you don't win 25 in a row now without doing something right. Now, I'm sure you're a big factor in that. Perry talked about always seems to be hitting the right buttons, especially in the last few years for San Diego City. That'll do it for. That'll do it for our coverage of the last game. Still on the broadcast. Stay here with us. Yuba and Cerritos coming up. Congrats again, Mitch.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Mike. Thanks, Perry.
Back in a moment with Jet Stoynoff.
And we welcome you back to Ventura College. Moving on to quarterfinal number 2. Yuba, the number 3 seed in the north, set to take on the number 2 seed in the south, Cerritos College Falcons. Moments away from tip-off. Jeff Stoynoff, Perry Webster with you here for quarterfinal number 2. And Perry, interesting in looking over the stories of these two teams this season. Yuba comes in with a record of 25-5, but that's after a 4-4 start, and that's a fairly common dynamic that we've seen among a few teams here. From a coaching perspective, talk a little bit about what's going on early in the season in these teams that seem to get off to about that 500 start, and then things seem to gel, and then they go from there.
Yeah, I think early in the year, every team is trying to figure out kind of their identity, and Yuba plays a tough preseason schedule, so I'm sure Coach Cornelius is just trying to figure it out an identity, and after 8 games kind of found it and then got hot.
Yeah, it's really interesting to hear about that. We talked about that at the top. Orange Coast, another team that started off that way. We'll see them a little bit later on around 500, and then they just get it going. But obviously, if ever there was a time of year to get it going, it's right around now.
Cerritos has got some long, athletic guys on the wing. They're going to be pretty good defensively, play man-to-man. For about 40 minutes, I assume they're going to be playing man-to-man.
Stoltz and Osterfjord in the starting lineup. They go a little bit bigger, does Yuba. Demetrius Thomas leaking out, and he gets Cerritos started with a jam, and it's 2-0 here in the opening minute.
Coach May's first time at the state tournament. Coach Cornelius has been here before with Yuba. I don't think Coach Cornelius.
Last year.
He was here last year. They had San Diego City beat, and City beat them, and I actually am going to hold a grudge against Coach Cornelius for that, for them City beating me. So
Elijah Duplichan, number 1 for Yuba, really leads the way, averaging over 18 points a game. This is Duplichan. He'll work against Alvis on the drive. Off to Stoltz. The hook shot, no good, and Alvis snaps down the rebound.
Yuba got to get back in transition. Gave up an easy one out of the break.
Cerritos among the best defensive teams in the entire 3C2A. You alluded to that just moments ago.
Yeah.
A lot of length, and they defend very well. They'll make it very challenging. Keyshawn Mack on the drive. Nobody home. Lays it in. A quick start for the Falcons, who lead it 4-0.
Keyshawn Mack is a tough guy. He's a tough cover. Good, talented player. Cerritos is talented. They got a good location, man. They get a lot of players from their general area. They don't got to go too far out of the area to get guys.
Lewis off to Osterfjord. He'll drive on Thomas. Lost the handle on the way up. Hamilton digs it out. Slow start here for Yuba College. And the Falcons looking to make it 2 in a row for the South. San Diego City College held serve in the opening game. A tough challenge from Santa Rosa, but they emerge and move on to the semifinals tomorrow. Alvis finds Carter, who
Watch
faces
the jab
up.
And shot. Carter wants to jab and shoot the jumper. Got to make him go right, lefty.
The runner just rims out. Duplichan over the timeline. Little stutter step. He lost the handle. Stoltz to the floor. Thomas down there with him. We'll have our first jump ball. It's going to go back to Cerritos College.
Jump ball call made by Eddie Shannon, one of the great refs that we have at this level. Yuba early on here is trying to play a little bit too much one-on-one ball. They're not going to be able to be real effective by doing that, I don't think, unless I don't know something. But Cerritos got that length and athleticism. Those guys can be able to move their feet and make you take tough shots.
Cerritos, we had a lot of coverage of them here on SoCal College Sports, and we had their game against Santiago Canyon last week. And in the first half, Rodney Henderson, one of the leading scorers in the 3C2A, really put on a show, hitting some tough shots. But the Falcons really clamped down in the second half and pulled away for a 20-point win to punch their ticket here to the championship round. And, that's Henderson brings it about as good as anybody, and he had to be unconscious in the first half to get it going. But eventually this Falcon defense really wore him down.
Yeah, I think over the course of 40 minutes you keep defending. Guys are going to take tough shots, bad shots. You're going to be able to find a way to win.
Hamilton high off the back iron, and it goes in.
Things going right for them early.
Riley Hamilton.
Rancho Verde High School, Moreno Valley. I've recruited several players out of there. Those kids are always tough and talented.
And a very fast start for Cerritos. They lead at 7-0. Hamilton hit an enormous shot in the playoffs in a double overtime win against Riverside City College. Hamilton down 2, hit the shot at the buzzer in double overtime to get him past Riverside. And here they are. Meanwhile, Mack can't finish. And now a foul by Keyshawn Mack as Yuba tries to bring it back. 16:58 to go here in the opening half.
Just right off the bat, you could tell Cerritos, man, they got some good length and talent. About 6'4", 6'5", 6'8" at the 2-3-4. It's a problem.
Duplichan feeds it down low.
Foul.
Turnaround shot for Bates is no good, but he's fouled. I believe this will go on Carter, and it will.
Got to stay down on your feet, stay fundamentally sound.
Isaiah Bates coming off the bench, the third leading scorer, I should say, for Yuba on the season, a little over 10 a game. But he primarily comes off the bench, just a couple of starts on the season. So already, Doug Cornelius trying to shift some bodies in, see if he can find something that's going to work.
Remember in our last game, San Diego City was down early 12-5. These are long games. The college game is so much longer than the high school game that some of you listening may be watching a lot. The college game's a lot longer. A lot of different runs can be made.
Yeah, I think about that sometimes when we cover games and the team gets off to a fast start and you think at some point this game's going to be tied again. That's just the way it works. And
just got to keep playing, keep grinding, and hope we have a chance late. Here comes Yuba into a zone, switching things up right away. 2-3 zone. Let's see how Cerritos looks to attack.
Yeah, the Falcons have not been a great shooting team from outside on the season.
Hamilton's the guy, though, that can shoot.
Hamilton splits the double team. Shot won't go. Rebound, back tap. Max got it. Another chance for the Falcons.
That's what hurts you out of the zone is offensive rebounds.
Carter working down low. Spins into the lane.
Tough shot. Going to his right.
How about Carter with the finish? His first two.
Just right off the bat, Cerritos looks like they feel they belong. You know, for the first time that they've been here under Coach May's tenure, you know, you kind of wonder sometimes where a team's psyche is at. Those guys feel they belong. You could tell.
Third straight season with 20-plus wins for Russ May at Cerritos College. They've been knocking on the door. Haven't quite been able to get there, but they make it for the first time under Coach Russ May here and off to a good start.
It is not an easy thing to do to get here. A lot of work goes into it in recruiting and then making sure guys are eligible and making sure your team stays together and healthy. And
Thomas from behind with the block, but he fouled Bates, who will head back to the line. And Bates at the line so far has been the offense for Yuba College.
4 early team fouls for Cerritos. And
that is the second, meanwhile, for Keyshawn Mack, I believe.
Well, I think that was on Thomas.
Thomas, yeah, that's the first on Thomas. Okay, yeah, they were starting to put the foul on Hamilton, but it's Thomas, so they each have one.
Yep.
And Bates' first free throw is up and good.
Now I want to take a moment. Cerritos is playing in the memory of the assistant coach they lost before the season, Coach Freeman. And I know that's meant a lot to them throughout the year and been an inspiration to them. I know, people who know Coach Freeman say a lot of good things about how he cared about the kids. And so, congrats to Cerritos for doing it the right way in regards to him and Coach, rest in peace.
1 out of 2 for Bates. Thomas faces up. He'll fire from 17, rimming no. Rebound pulled down. That was Lucas. Jackson starts a drive, and he dragged the pivot foot. The travel will give it back to the Falcons. Well, so far, haven't seen a lot from Duplashon, and now, well, he is still on the floor, averaging over 18 a game. But Alvis, a guy that we've seen a lot, just a very tough on-the-ball defender, and you combine that with the length they get in terms of the help that they can bring, and it will be interesting to see how Duplashon battles all day. Mack circles left, Alvis outside.
Cerritos
a screen from Guzman.
Rolling and replacing here.
Duplashon with the steal in on Hamilton.
It's
blocked by Thomas. No goaltending call, but the finish by Lewis.
Blow your whistle. That's an easy goaltend call. I don't know how you don't call that. The ball hit the backboard, and then he came and blocked it.
I'll tell you, if I see it.
Yeah, then you know it's a.
Right there.
And you're not even wearing your glasses. He is.
9-5 after the Lewis putback. Falcons still lead it by 4. Max starts a drive. Lewis with the steal.
Good D.
Yuba getting active on defense, forcing a couple of turnovers. Duplashon, hard drive to the rim, high off the glass, and it's good. So Duplashon in the scorebook. Quick 5-0 run. And Yuba starting to climb back into this one. They're back within 2.
Jeff, did we say long game? Travel.
He did. Thomas looked like he slipped on a wet spot and caught the end line. He'll get to his feet. He looks like he's okay. Nice to be 18 or 19 years old.
Yes, I wish. I wish. Yuba got down early by giving Cerritos transition points, and now Cerritos is having to play in the half court, and they're struggling a little bit. So you know, I come from the school of especially at this level of really trying to limit teams' transition points, really making teams execute in the half court. You don't have Division I coaches and you don't have Division I players, and it's hard sometimes to execute at this level in the half court. So
Bates drives on Carter, kicks it back outside. Josh Dott, who's checked in, tries to find Bates and does in the lane, kicks it outside. Lucas will fire off the back iron.
passed up an easy shot to take a tougher one.
Malik Smith, who's checked in, hard drive all the way to the rim.
Did we talk
Missed the
about
layup.
transition defense? We got to get back and we got to squeeze them in transition. Not a good job defensively by Yuba.
And Smith, one of those types, a little bit of a water bug, but very aggressive on the dribble. That's his game.
Local kid too, Gar High School, Cerritos. If you look up and down Cerritos' roster, they don't really have many guys out there. Their only guy out of the area is Demetrius Thomas, who's from Connecticut. But you know, like I said earlier, the location of Cerritos, you're right in the thick of things. You could get guys, you know, within your 15-mile radius, and you're going to be able to compete, you know, for a state championship almost any year.
A rich talent area, to be sure.
Yeah.
71% from the line is Malik Smith. One more free throw coming. It's in the air. Rims high. No good.
Malik, probably a little bit of nerves there. First time in the game, gets to the free throw line. I remember as a player, I hated having to come in right away and shoot free throws. He's trying to impact here on the defensive end. A little bit of a reach.
Giving chase
Gotta
to
play.
Duplashan, and he pokes it away. Guzman ends up with the ball, but Yuba, good job getting back. Thomas for three. That's good. Demetrius Thomas flashing the range. Hits from outside. 13:47 to go in the first half. And the Falcons with a 5-point lead. You're watching the 3C2A Basketball Championships here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. The winner of this game meets the winner of Game 4 later tonight.
Which is with San Francisco and
Allen Hancock.
San Francisco is kind of the talk of the town coming into this thing, them in San Diego City. So each of these teams is hoping they get a matchup with San Fran, you know, but Allen Hancock's tough too. Good execution out of the break, got a good look, just didn't couldn't complete it.
Yeah, the hook shot from Bates just rattled out. And Cerritos looking to extend on a 5-point lead. Smith, the crossover. Three on the way is good. Wilkes checking into the game. Cody Wilkes. He is the sharpshooter for Cerritos. They have a couple of guys, of course, who can hit from long range, but Wilkes really the pure shooter. And he comes in and immediately knocks one down. 8-point lead for the Falcons. That's their largest here early as Keyshawn Mack returns.
Let's see what Yuba does out of the side out of bounds right here.
Josh Dott, one of the returners from the team that made the quarterfinals last year. Inbounds, Duplashan stops and pops from 15. That's good.
He was over-penetrating a little bit. That's nice right there. Just settle for that 17-footer. Got a little confidence to him here.
6-point game. Mack faces up on Ostafiore. He's a little bit short with the shot.
Cerritos not putting a lot of passes together in the possession. Kind of, you know, first open look, take the shot.
Duplashan. Near steal from Mack, and instead he picks up the foul, and that'll be number 2 on Keyshawn Mack.
That'll hurt him. Cannot reach and gamble. Got to just be solid.
And Riley Hamilton's going to come on, so Keyshawn Mack going to head to the bench, and that might be it in the first half for Keyshawn Mack.
You hate to see that for a kid, you know, getting his opportunity and gets in foul trouble. Got to be smarter, though. Got to make better decisions.
Duplashan, a drive on Smith, good feed, and Bates throws it down.
They're really picking up LaShawn high up on the court. He's got to keep beating him off the dribble, and then they're helping. He's got to keep finding other guys.
Bates with 5.
Yeah, easy foul call. Good ref, Eddie Shannon. He saw it. Coaches don't like it, but it was a foul.
Lucas.
Now, I never thought there was a good call on one of my guys. There was never a good foul call.
Eddie Shannon, very solid most of the time.
Well, as long as he's not doing the Fullerton Hornets, unless he's giving me the call.
Well, that's a pretty good ratio. Wilkes off a screen, knocks down another 3. Barely rippled the net, and Wilkes feeling it.
Yuba's got to do a better job there, trailing the outside hip, staying with the shooter.
18-11. Falcons back up 7. Lewis looking for Bates down low. Dot fakes, now drives, blocked by Carter.
Can't go in there with one hand, son. You got to go in there physical. This is a state tournament now.
And Dot going for a little.
That was pretty. That was really cute.
A little more elegance on that one with the one hand, but Carter not impressed.
Very cute, though.
Running Duplichan off a couple of screens. And Smith still with him. Well, this is part of, I think, the success that Cerritos has, too, is you start with a guy like Alvis on Duplichan, and Duplichan will fire from 20. That's too strong, but the rebound corralled by Yuba. Bates down low, turnaround shot, no good.
Oh.
Rebound back tap, Bates has it again. But you can come on with Smith, and that's where Cerritos has some nice depth, especially at that guard position, and they can keep challenging you.
Yep.
Lob pass down low. They continue to try and feed Bates. Is it Carter on a hold?
2 fouls on Carter, 2 fouls on Mack. Their depth is going to be tested, Jeff. Their depth will be tested.
Yeah, Bates already heading to the line for the 3rd time. He's 3 of 4 early on. Shoots 54% from the line as Thomas returns. And that one off the iron. Guzman pulls down the rebound. Ostefjord trying to tie him up and instead picks up the foul.
He was right on the ball. It looked like a jump ball.
Thomas Ostefjord, one of the other returning players. But, of course, as you certainly can well attest, it's big turnover for Doug Cornelius despite the team having all the success last year. He's going to go right back to work with pretty much an entirely new team.
Yeah, at this level, you know, that's the one thing where I think San Diego City and I think San Francisco City, I know they have several returners. It's such an advantage to have, you know, key guys back that have been in the fray a little bit.
Great feed from Thomas as he finds Guzman, who gets his first 2. Smith with the near steal. They're on the floor.
Good.
And now a foul comes in. Malik Smith going to pick up the foul. That'll be his 2nd.
I'm telling you, the fouling is going to keep Yuba in this game in the first half. They're already in the bonus with 11 minutes left. Cerritos got to play with more intelligence on the defensive end.
So this will be a 1-and-1 situation for Ostefjord.
They're playing hard. You gotta continue to play hard, but you got to get away from, you know, the silly fouls. But they are playing hard and with a purpose.
Well, I imagine, you know, from a coaching standpoint as well, it's difficult. They're a very aggressive defensive team, and you're always sort of, you know, towing that line of playing how you play, but then also trying to adjust to situations and being aware of situations as well.
I think you can be aggressive. You continue to be aggressive, but you don't got to reach and foul. Be aggressive with your feet. Be aggressive with your chest. You know, the refs are going to give you the benefit of the doubt if you're doing those things.
7-point game. Thomas whips a pass down low. Guzman trying to feed it outside, but it's broken up and stolen by Duplichan. Down he goes, no call. Thomas back to Hamilton, passes on the 3, drives the lane, left-handed scoop is good. Riley Hamilton with the finish. 22-13. A little helter-skelter, but the Falcons finish. Backdoor cut for Lewis, lays it in. So Jay-Sean Lewis.
Yuba trying to pick up the pressure.
Thomas, again, looking for Wilkes. Pass broken up, but Thomas gets it back. Alvis going to slow things down momentarily. Drives hard to the glass. Layup won't go. Guzman on the offensive glass. That one's blocked by Ostefjord. Couple of chances for the Falcons, but Yuba away with it, and now Duplichan will slow it down. Midway through the first half. High screen from Ostefjord. Thomas on Duplichan in a switch. All the way across. Dot will try for 3. That's short, and Thomas snaps down the rebound.
Cerritos slowing the pace here, calling a set. Let's see who they go to here.
Hamilton. Guzman out high. Guzman comes off the bench, but he'll play a lot of minutes. One of those guys in the game down the stretch. Hamilton in a crowd. Outside looking for Wilkes, trying to save it, but he stepped on the end line.
Jeff, don't jump in the air to pass. Rule number 1. Russ made timeout here. He don't like jumping in the air to pass either.
I don't think I'm in the air long enough to make the pass, but good advice nonetheless. 9:32 to go in the first half. 22-15, Cerritos leading Yuba. It's quarterfinal number 2 on SoCalCollegeSports.com. .32 to go here in the first half. And Cerritos leading it by 7.
2-3 zone. 2-3 zone. Some length at the top.
Yeah, Thomas, so versatile, really leading this Falcon team all year. The leading scorer, but also leading rebounder.
Got to hit the high post. Took Yuba a while to recognize zone.
Dot trying to penetrate, and he lost the ball. Thomas lost the handle on the way up, but still finishes. Thomas was thinking about the dunk, I think.
Yeah. Better just to finish. Made a good adjustment just to get the layup. Got to attack the zone here.
Lewis. Thomas out on him.
Another turnover.
And again, the length causing problems, but Ostefjord able to save it. Gets it down low to Dot.
Oh.
Shot off the glass won't go, but a foul called. It's going to go against Austin Freeman. Freeman hasn't seen a lot of action of late.
Foul trouble, though. Got to get him in the game.
He's playing a little over 5 minutes a game. Played 15 games this season, but Carter in foul trouble. And they go to Freeman. And Dot heading to the line, short on the first free throw.
Dot needs to get into the game here. Needs to knock down a free throw, get some confidence going. Looks like they got a sub at the scores table for him.
Shoots 67% from the line. And Dot's second free throw rims in. So he gets the roll. And Dot, yes, indeed, will check out as they come with Brandon Ruaro.
5'6", 170.
Going a little bit smaller here. And
trying to pick up the pressure. Foul.
so a foul in the backcourt. That's going to go against Ostefjord.
Freeman coming out.
So a short run for Freeman as Isaiah Tyler comes on. Tyler, another in the seemingly unending series of athletic, aggressive guards. Gets it here, but a foul before the shot on Wilkes.
You got to call that intentional. He only fouled him to prevent the layup. You got to call that intentional. They're meeting here about it. That has to be an intentional foul. Yep.
Okay.
There's no way you can't call that intentional. He grabbed the guy just to prevent a layup.
So Wilkes will head to the line for a couple of free throws, and then the Falcons will have the ball. A chance here.
I don't know how much Yuba presses during the regular season. I haven't seen a ton of them on film. But they got 4 guys in the front court, and if they're going to stay with that, Cerritos is just going to keep kind of pounding them on the other end. They got to be careful to not overexert themselves and over-gamble. It is a long game. There's still 30 minutes left, just under 30 minutes left in this game.
And I got to tell you, watching Cerritos all season and the type of team they have, it seems like a curious strategy. I think teams have had more success this season really packing it in against the size and trying to force them in a slow-down game to beat them with shots from the outside.
I think that might be a good option, is making them kind of play, making them shoot shots over the top.
You let guys like Demetrius Thomas and Riley Hamilton run loose in the open floor. It doesn't seem like a recipe for success.
Yep.
So the Falcons have it back. They lead it by 10.
But Coach Cornelius knows his team better than we do. And
yeah, absolutely.
He's going to try to push buttons that work for them.
Yeah. Be careful to say that it only seems a little bit curious to me, but I definitely want to leave room for that.
Here's the zone.
Alvis will step in for 3 off the front iron. Lucas with another rebound, and Jaron Lucas, when he's been on the floor, has really patrolled the boards for Yuba here in this first half.
Zone out of Cerritos.
Duplashan, Thomas on him. Ruaro starts a baseline drive, runs into Freeman. Nifty pass down low, but Bates lost the handle. It's going to be off of a Cerritos player, and it will belong to Yuba.
11 seconds on the shot clock. Cerritos stay in zone. Coach May's directing them as they go. I don't know how much zone they play out of bounds underneath. They're just kind of going on the fly here. Cerritos not known to play much zone. They're having to do this out of necessity because of foul trouble.
Lucas from 15 feet. The fadeaway won't go. Back tap. Ruaro able to track it down.
Bates has kept a lot of balls alive. He's kind of been able to keep them in the game a little bit.
And he has it, passes out of a double team. Ruaro will try for 3 off the back iron. Rebound on the floor. Bates has it again in a crowd. He's fouled on the way up. Going to head to the line for a couple of free throws.
Bates is really keeping them in the game on second chance opportunities, getting the offensive glass. You can see he's bending over tired. They got to put a body on him and keep him off the glass.
So the foul went against Freeman, his first. And Bates heads to the line. Get the numbers on Bates as he knocks down the free throw, and he's got 7 points now to go along with 4 rebounds. And he's really led the way for Yuba, getting a little bit of help, but where would they be without Isaiah Bates here in this first half?
Yeah, he's keeping them in it.
And that one in and out. Thomas with the rebound. The Falcons, the 9-point lead in the ball.
Thomas is a good player, man. Good body, good length. Good skill, too.
I'll tell you another thing, too, having covered them, the turnaround shot from Thomas, and that one rims in, gets the shooter's roll. He's a tireless worker. We get there to set up for the games that we've covered, and Demetrius Thomas always out there working well before the game, working on shots, and getting himself ready.
I just think
Three is good from Duplashan.
Cerritos got to be careful. They keep gambling and reaching, and it's cost them a few times. I think if they just stay in front and stay solid, I think Yuba's going to struggle to score.
Hamilton. The Falcons with Alvis and Wilkes, Hamilton, Guzman, and Thomas, who will try for 3. No good.
Good block
rebound
out.
on the floor. Lucas tracks down another rebound. That was Ruaro, all of about 5'4" of him, I think, with a good box out.
Thomas almost picked up his second foul right there. That could have been really hurtful.
Duplashan around the screen. He'll try again and hit again. Duplashan getting it going. He's up to 10. Back-to-back threes, and just like that, as Mike Zepeda likes to say as we watch the replay, the great equalizer, the three-point shot. And here comes Yuba.
Yep, 2 big shots out of Duplashan.
Hamilton. Lucas with a little bump on the drive by Hamilton.
Cerritos into the bonus here also.
7th team foul on Yuba. That'll send Hamilton to the line, where he shoots 84%.
Announcer jinx. Cut that out, Jeff.
I'm just reporting the facts.
I appreciate that.
What else can I do? I'm a journalist here. So Hamilton readies the first free throw.
Look
and
at
it's up
you.
and
I
no
told
good.
you, Jeff. You got to cut that out, man.
It's a special ability.
Do you have something against that kid, Jeff? Jeez. Like clockwork.
It really is my superpower. I cannot explain it. I wish I knew where it came from. Like many superpowers, I don't know. I don't know how I got it. Ruaro.
And you have so many superpowers, too.
It's not very useful, but that appears to be my one.
Ball
Duplashan.
Ruaro
James
gotta
kicks
shoot
it outside. Ruaro has that one blocked by Hamilton.
Oh.
Down to 1 on the shot clock.
The shot clock manager really slow on the clock over there. There should have been 2 on there. 1, got to get something to the basket. Got to get a quick shot. Don't turn it over.
Lewis will bring it in. Bates throws a desperation shot up, but it's a shot clock violation. 5:50 to go, and the Falcons have it back. Donald Jackson will return. So it's Duplashan and Jackson.
Yuba staying in the zone.
And up front, it's James, Bates, and Lewis on the floor for Yuba.
Coach May Cerritos calling Falcon. Looking to throw the ball inside.
Guzman operating down low, finds Thomas at the foul line.
It's kind of a matchup zone, kind of showing a 2-3. I can't figure it out. Looks like man-to-man.
Alvis open for 3. That's good.
You know, I can't figure it out, but neither can Yuba.
Well, Alvis and Cerritos did. Knocking down the 3, 31-23. The Falcons up 8. Lewis off to Jackson. This is James. 14 on the shot clock. Lewis back outside. Duplashan down to 8 on the shot clock. Going to have to make something happen. Hard drive, splits the double team. Layup won't go. Tapped out to Hamilton. Hamilton in transition. 2 on 3, and he peels out.
Good decision by Hamilton. I like Hamilton. He's a good-looking prospect. Bang it.
Wants it right back. He's open. He'll take it for 3. Back iron. Guzman high up, had his hands on the rebound, but couldn't corral it.
Guzman's had a couple opportunities to get hands on the rebound, finish around the rim, and hasn't yet.
So Duplashan will slow it down. Duplashan catch and shoot for 3. That's good. I tell you, you've got to be impressed, especially of late after somewhat of a slow start. Duplashan has 13 in the game, and he has looked very good from outside. He shoots 36% from three-point range, but he's feeling it today.
Duplashan and Bates, those guys came to play. Got to get something else from some other guys.
Thomas in the lane. The leaner won't go. Rebound ripped down by Bates, and a foul in the backcourt on Tyler. And this is going to be free throws with both teams in the penalty.
Bates doing a good job on the glass, man. You know, he's not exactly in there blocking guys out. What he's doing is he's just going up above everybody and saying, well, you can't get the rebound where I'm at.
4 minutes exactly to go in the first half. Falcons have really been in control throughout, but Yuba hanging around and a long way to go.
Yeah, I haven't been able to separate. That always worries me as a coach when you feel like you're playing well and you're not. You look at the scoreboard and it's still a real close game.
Yep. Yeah, that's where the quarterfinal number 1 felt like that for a long time, where you felt like San Diego City was really having it the way they wanted it, but just couldn't quite shake Santa Rosa.
Yep.
I mean, obviously, all we have are good teams left here at this point, so it's not going to be too easy to get that separation here this weekend. Bates coolly drains both, and Yuba back within 3. This is as close as they have been since very early on. Alvis continuing to work against that matchup zone. Tyler on the baseline, too strong. Rebound to Jackson.
That was nice of you, Jeff.
What's that?
Too strong was an understatement. Who opened the door?
Lewis,
nice
jump
play.
Stop, outside. Jackson passes on the 3. Gets it out to Lewis. They want Bates down low, turn around, half hook, no good. Rebound tapped around, Guzman's got it.
Bates seems like he's going to do most of his job on the offensive glass.
Wilkes trying to answer for 3, that's no good. Guzman on the offensive glass gets the putback.
There he is impacting the game. I thought he had a couple opportunities. There he is getting offensive rebounds. Scoring.
You know, Guzman to me, as we watch, looks like one of those guys that not so much an explosive leaper, but a quick leaper. He's so effective rebounding, and I think he just gets off the floor quicker.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. They call a illegal screen on Yuba. Thought that was a foul down low on Cerritos.
Timeout taken on
Russ
the floor.
May's son jumping off the bench, fired up about the Falcons.
3 minutes to go here in the first half, and Cerritos has the 5-point lead. You're watching the 3C2A Basketball Championships on SoCalCollegeSports.com. around at the half and talk about the all-state team that was unveiled here and introduce you to some of those players made the all-state team in the South and the North. Been wanting to talk about that. Guzman on the baseline. Outside, Thomas for 3. Missed everything.
Too strong.
That's gonna be as we bring Mike Cepeda.
Oh, yeah.
Here. That's gonna be this year's apparatus.
Finally brought some star.
Last year we were talking about the apparatus.
Finally brought some star power back into the broadcast. Mike Cepeda back, baby.
I don't know
It's gonna
about
be
star
too strong. Lewis starts the drive, goes to the fadeaway, in and out.
Tough shot.
Rebound to Thomas.
I feel like our broadcast just got a lot more credibility.
No. It went up when you got here.
You mean today when you got here? It's true. Wilkes on the cut, turn around and puts it in. So Guzman, or I should say Wilkes with the finish off the good feed from Guzman.
Guzman's kind of that skilled guy. He's not really a 4 or a 5. He's kind of just a basketball player. Good find by him. You know, I was a little critical of him earlier, and I think the reason I was a little critical is just because I know that he's a good player and I know he's very important for them and can be an effective guy. You got to be careful here. He's kind of being a little physical, a little rough down low. I like the physicality, but don't want to pick up a chippy.
Duplashan for 3, rimming no good. Rebound Thomas again.
Guzman is your classic old school physical big with great footwork down low. He does a lot for what they want to do. And they're a grind you out type of team, and he fits right into that mold.
Yep.
This is Guzman in the corner. Starts to back down on Stoltz. They quickly surround him. Back outside, Wilkes. Back to Guzman. Thought about a 3. Instead tries to feed Tyler. It's on the floor. Tyler's got it. Tyler in the lane, puts the shot up and scores.
Pretty good composure from the freshman.
You lose games in the playoffs by not getting loose balls. That ball's in the paint. That's a 50-50 ball. They got it. They scored. Yuba's got to get on the floor. They got to have some floor burns if they're going to win this game.
After Yuba had crept within 3, Cerritos responds with a 6-0 run.
Nice
Stoltz
move.
Up and under, but he walked.
Oh, Eddie, I want to give you all that credit. I thought that was a good move.
Let's see the replay.
Yeah, I need that. I don't know if I can call for replays. Thanks, Mike.
Let's see the.
Tough angle.
No. Let's see the bottom shot. Bring back that slider. That a kid.
Oh, that was a good play. You thought it was travel?
I thought he traveled.
You're the big man. I'll go with that.
Thought he jagged that for a little bit.
As long as I don't have to come in to break the tie.
Hey, if I was
that would have been bad.
If I was allowed to drag that pivot, I would have had a better career. That's for sure.
Elvis dancing on the dribble.
I remember
starts to work on Duplashan.
In a lot of the open gyms we used to play, Mike, you not only used to drive the pivot, you also used to slide the knee on the ball screens.
Yeah, I also used to not jump very high either.
Yes.
Yuba can play for the final shot here, trailing by 9, down to 12 seconds. Duplashan, a standing dribble at the timeline. Bates gives it up to Lewis. Lewis from 18 feet, rimming no good. Tyler has the rebound, and we will head to halftime with Cerritos in front 37-28. You're watching the 3C2A Basketball Championships here on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
Fans, the 3C2A Basketball Championship official apparel is available for purchase now. You can purchase that apparel at www.cccaasports.org and click on the championship store at the bottom right of the page. There you'll be able to find the latest gear for you and your fellow basketball enthusiast. High-quality Under Armour apparel will be delivered to your home within a few days after placing your order. Don't hesitate, order now. Then spread the word if you have friends or family that couldn't make it to today's game or any of our championship games. You can watch those games on our website at www.socalcollegesports.com and our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. And if you have a shout-out you'd like us to get on the air for you, feel free to tweet that to us at SoCal College SPO. That's S-P-O. We'll get that on the air for you. At the half, the Falcons lead the 49ers 37-28. Back in a moment.
Halftime from Ventura, 37-28. Cerritos with the lead over Yuba College. Perry Webster, Mike Zepeda, Jeff Stoyanov back here with you. I'm going to turn around to try and find you guys here. And Cerritos in the first half jumped out quickly and really led throughout here in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I thought Cerritos had a lot easier time getting shots than Yuba did. And that was kind of evident in that first half. And if that doesn't change, it's going to be tough for Yuba to keep dancing, and Cerritos is going to be on the way to the Final Four.
Michael, I know you joined in a little bit late, but obviously Yuba still battling uphill, but they're hanging around.
Yeah, hanging around, but down by 9. This is a game that could get away from them quickly. Cerritos, they're just very good. You look at their squad; they're very athletic. They're pretty well coached. And when I say pretty well coached, they are damn good well coached. This is a squad that's very athletic, but they're tough and they're gritty, and they're going to give anybody that they take on everything and more that they can handle. We saw them earlier in the year versus San Diego City, a game that we pretty much had won. We talked about it with Mitch Charlins. He was very impressed with that squad, and they have come to play. They look like they belong here, and they can find themselves playing on Sunday.
Yeah, for Yuba College, Duplashan and Bates were really the entire show, and it's hard to imagine that they're going to have much success if they don't get a little help beyond those two guys.
Yeah, they got to have some other guys knock down some shots, create some second opportunities, do something out there. Right now it's a two-man show, and Cerritos has got depth. 7, 8 different guys are scoring and making a lot of things happen. That's just tough to overcome.
Now, we did want to talk a little bit about the All-State team, which was announced. Obviously that's in the South and the North separate teams, but we want to run down and give some recognition to those guys as well.
Yeah, that was announced a couple hours ago. We actually, I'm part of the 3C2A or the CCCAA coaches committee, and we met yesterday and had a long talk about a lot of different guys. And congratulations first off to the 2 coaches of the year, Justin LeBaugh in the North and San Francisco City. We'll see later tonight. And then the Southern California coach of the year, Steve Spencer, who was in the Orange Empire Conference I know a lot about. Congratulations to him. Did a great job and getting a lot out of his team. First Final 8 for them in his tenure, so congratulations to both those guys. In the North, the Player of the Year was Terrell Brown at San Francisco City, and the Southern California Player of the Year was Robert McCoy, who we just saw in the last game from San Diego City. And then the first team All-State guys, Linton Aclies Cabrillo, sorry if I butcher that name, Jacob Alonzo Ventura, Shane Carney, Alan Hancock, Skylar Chavez, Santa Rosa, Joshua Davis, Orange Coast, who you guys are going to see in the next game. Josh is a big mountain of a man. He could look normal next to Big Mike. He's such a mountain. So he had a great year, and congratulations to him for getting that recognition. Elijah Duplashan, who we're watching right now, is doing a great job. DeRay Elliott, Butte, Jalen English, Bakersfield, Koopa Harrison, Orange Coast, Markel Hubbard, Columbia, Anand Handal, Las Positas, Jamarlin Jackson, Mendocino, Isaiah Johnson, Sequoias, Demarie Jones, Antelope Valley, Kendall Lauderdale, San Bernardino Valley, Matt McAndrews, Foothill, Kevin McNeil, San Bernardino Valley, Jeremy Smith from Citrus, the point guard from Citrus, had a tremendous year, did a great job running the show for them. I thought Citrus, I thought they were a pretty good team. I did think they overachieved a little bit, and I think the reason was because they had first off, they have a very good head coach, and second off, they had a very good point guard. Jordan Spaschek, Shasta College, Eddie Stansberry, San Francisco, we'll see later. Demetrius Thomas, who we're watching right near here for Cerritos, and then Roderick Williams from East LA. Roderick will probably be the highest recruited guy in the state, talented guy who actually signed with UTEP last year and then decided to come back to East LA. I know they wanted to be back here in the state tournament. I know that was the reason he came back, and they got upset in their first round game against Santiago Canyon, and so I know he's a little disappointed. But congratulations to all those guys. I remember, not to toot my own horn, I remember being an all-state player. I remember how much it meant to me to be able to be that guy, be on that list, and for the rest of my life to be able to be on that list. You always go back and pull that up on the internet. So those guys should be proud of their accomplishment. And a lot of those guys are still playing today. So, good luck to everybody that's still going.
Yes. Sorry, Michael, go ahead.
Perry, let's be clear. You're not tooting your own horn. You're just, uncovering facts.
Yeah, no, I know. I just like to good shot right there.
Lucas.
There's help from another guy. No, Mike, I like to bring up, a lot of high school guys are constantly thinking Division I, and they want a scholarship, and they want this, and they want that. They don't understand the toughness of this level, the type of players that come in through this level, the importance of this level. So, for me, I just want these guys to recognize how important of a thing it is that they do, how great of an honor it is that they're receiving, and they should be proud.
Hamilton tries again, 4th try, and Hamilton finally gets the putback. And Cerritos all over the offensive glass. They're back out in front by 8.
Got to keep the Falcons off the boards here. That's just way too many chances for a team that's this good.
Ostafjord was wide open off a back screen. Instead, they take the baseline jumper. Does Lucas, and he misses. And the
Lucas
Falcons
came out
will slow it down.
aggressive.
Yeah, knocked down the 3 and tried to keep it going there.
Averages 15 a game. That's why he came out aggressive.
High-low, and they go to Carter, and he lays it in.
Easy money.
Thomas with a good feed. He's the leading rebounder, also up over 3 assists a game as well. Great all-around player for the Falcons.
I've done a poor job. I didn't recognize how important of a piece Lucas is for Yuba. Averages 15 a game. He had 3 fouls in the first half, so bad recognition by the coach that's on the commentating here.
Ostafjord with another good cut, and that time he gets the finish. So still an 8-point lead for Cerritos.
Coach Cornelius decided to go to 2-3 zone, and I guarantee you why he did that was to save Lucas and keep him in the game. They know they need his offense.
Mack trying to beat the double team, and he can't do it. Here comes Duplashan. Quickly down low. Bates with the turnaround, forces one up and scores. How about Bates hanging in the air, gets the finish.
Yuba's come out here with a new energy. Let's see how effective they can be jumping out here early.
Bates didn't start the game, but he starts the second half. Thomas, a lot of contact and a blocking call as Bates is sent sprawling. And Thomas will head to the line.
Thomas, sneaky strong. I mean, he's quick, he's athletic, but got a lot of power too in that burst.
And he's got skill too. I didn't recognize how skilled he was. I saw them in the showcase earlier, and I watched a little film on them. Skilled guy, good length, good body. He's a tough matchup. There's some guys that are just really effective at this level, the JUCO level, with their frames and their athleticism. You could tell he's built for this level.
Thomas with 10.
Reminds me a lot of the player last year. I forget his name. Was it first name maybe Anthony? Played for Feather River.
Anthony Randolph was the
point guard.
Point guard. Yeah, I know which guy you're talking about. I can't think of his name either. Big, long-haired, athletic guy.
Yeah, just unbelievable athlete. Reminds me a lot of Demetrius Thomas.
With 11 as he hits both free throws. Cerritos back up 8. Duplashan checked by Alvis around the double screen. Bates backing down on Carter.
Foul, yep, foul.
Carter wants to travel, but instead it's going to be a foul on Carter. And if it is, that should be number 3, I believe, on Carter.
It was a travel initiated by the foul.
Yeah, Carter's hands are out. He's got to get his hands up and put his chest on the guy there. They got to get him out. Luckily, Guzman is such a talented guy. He comes in, he's really effective.
So Guzman on. They get it into Ostafjord. Here's
Flex
Duplashan. Good curl by Bates. Nearly lost his footing. And again, able to go up and put it in.
Bates is an interesting prospect, freshman.
He's got 12 in the game.
He's kind of got some awkward movements to him, but he's very effective. He looked right there like he was going to travel, but did a great job of not traveling, keeping his feet and going up and powering up.
Thomas with the turnaround, no good. Guzman on the offensive glass. Alvis thought about a 3, off to Mack. He's open for 3, no good. Hamilton on the offensive glass, up and in. Riley Hamilton, 3 offensive rebounds and 4 points here in the second half for Riley Hamilton.
Cerritos just killing him on the offensive glass. Yuba has got to block out and then go get the ball.
Lucas,
go ahead.
Off to Duplashan.
Defensive rebounding is twofold. It's not just blocking out. You got to go get it afterwards. Bad defense.
Lewis on the drive finishes with the left hand. One thing I think it's interesting on this several sets here, we've seen Ostafjord very active off the ball, and I think that's really going to make Demetrius Thomas work on the defensive end.
Yeah, Mack right there, though, just not a great effort on the defensive end. Just let his guy drive right by him. I understand he may be trying not to foul, but you can still defend without fouling him.
Guzman, Bates able to dig it out of there, but Guzman gets it back. Thomas just forces one up, and he's fouled. He's going to head to the line for a couple of free throws. And the Falcons continue to be aggressive.
This is where, me as a coach, if I'm Coach Cornelius, I got to get a timeout right here. I got to reconvene, and we got to talk about us getting our butts kicked on the defensive end, on the loose balls and the rebounding. And, you gotta get those balls. You know, those are, we talk about controlling the controllables.
Yep.
Those are controllable things. Your effort on the glass and your effort to get loose balls are controllable things. Yeah, you're going to miss shots, and you may even turn the ball over. You may make some bad decisions sometimes, but you got to play with great effort and energy.
Coach, this is a game where Yuba, they're not giving their best effort up to this point. I think you and I would both agree. They're only down by 6.
Yeah, they're right there. Right there.
And if you're Cerritos, you need to make free throws here.
Yeah.
Thomas taking his time. That one in and out.
That's a questionable call right
That's
there.
Nobody
Guzman,
boxes
yeah.
out. Guzman just goes straight up, and the ball goes to him, and they blow the whistle.
It's his first foul.
For the over-the-back call, that's kind of what I always beg. Well, hey, don't just call it if the guy doesn't block out. Make him earn it.
Absolutely.
Set play here. Set play here. Ball screen, roll, replace.
Lewis around a screen from James with the runner. Goes glass, no good. Long rebound out to Hamilton. Leaves it for Alvis. Thomas hits the deck. Mack in from the right. Great feed to Guzman. Missed the layup.
That's goaltending. You have to call that. You can't have your hand as a defensive player in the net while the ball's on the rim.
Duplichan again high off the glass and gets it to go. He's got 15.
Coach, it's a 4-point switch. You have to call it.
It's a tough shot right there.
Thomas sets the screen. Mack with the runner. They want to travel, didn't go, but it doesn't matter. Mack missed the shot. Duplichan
Cerritos taking bad shots.
into the front court. Lewis wide open for 3, no good.
Dodged the bullet.
Yes, they did.
Hamilton secures another rebound.
Russ May wants a timeout.
And now Russ May wants to see if he can settle his team down. 15-14 to go in the ball game. Cerritos with the 4-point lead. You're watching the 3C2A Basketball Championships here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Yuba College, the champions in the Bay Valley Conference, trying to come back here. They have trailed throughout against Cerritos.
Coach Cooney, West Georgia. Coach Cooney, West Georgia walking in the building. You got coaches from all over the country here watching California JC basketball. You should all be proud of this.
Well, little did they realize here at SoCal College Sports, they could have stayed at home.
Yeah, that's true.
Mack with the turnaround shot, rims high, no good. Another offensive rebound. Guzman's got it. Back to Hamilton. Hamilton into the lane. Lewis with the steal.
Swat
in
party.
From the left. Back with Hamilton. Lays it up and in.
You know, Jeff, if they would have stayed home, though, they would have had to listen to us. I guess there's a mute button maybe, though.
That's true. They can go back and watch the archive copy. You know what coaches like to do? They like to watch film.
Yes.
Thomas on the baseline. Double pump won't go, but gets his own miss.
Pogo stick.
Somebody on Yuba besides Bates has got to get a rebound. They can't just rely on that guy to do everything. Somebody's got to get in the game.
James with a fake now on a drive. Fans it out to Lucas for 3. That's good.
That's great basketball.
The Big Mo. The Big Mo.
Jaron Lucas drains the triple. Yuba's within 1.
Cerritos going to the bench. Line change.
Thomas. Alvis thought about a long 3 on the drive. Back out to Thomas. They work it around to Hamilton. Open for 3. Bang.
That's a great response. Hamilton has been very clutch from the perimeter throughout this season. He had the game winner versus Antelope Valley in the Miracosta tournament. He had the game winner, I believe, in the game that you called in the opening round of the playoffs.
Yeah, against Riverside in double overtime. We talked about that one as well. And that may be as big as any of them. Alvis steps in front all alone. He'll lay it in. So Alvis with the steal. The Falcons respond after Yuba had gotten within 1.
Is that Bates that's on the floor?
Cramp.
5-0 run. Yeah, Bates back down at the other baseline. And they're taking a look at the lower leg there. It looks like in the calf region. 13:35 to go. We'll step aside. Cerritos leading by 6. Yuba with the ball, trailing by 6. Ostafjord over the timeline. They had crept within 1 before the Falcons responded. A 3 by Hamilton and a steal and layup by Alvis. Back to a 6-point game. Duplashan with the fadeaway from 17. That's pretty.
What do you do about that? The double team comes over 2 defenders.
He's
17
tough.
in the game.
Him and Bates are both freshmen. Yuba's going to be back here next year 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
Man. What are we in, Yuba? What are we in?
Wilkes will try for 3, goes glass, no good. Malik Smith on the offensive glass. It's another offensive rebound for the Falcons. They'll skip it over to Thomas on the far side.
Good work.
Thomas working on Lucas. Hard drive.
Tough shot.
Leaner won't go off the side of the backboard, and Stoltz has the rebound.
Terrific on-ball defense there from Lucas. Ooh.
What a crossover from Duplashan
Offensive
in on
foul.
Carter. Double pump, and he finishes 19 points.
Gets away with one there, Jeffrey. Pushes off with the left. Great finish up top, though.
Big man. I thought that was a foul on the defender.
Wow.
Well, it looked like he brought the arms down a little bit, and either way, an interesting no call.
I meant
it looked like there was contact on both.
Oh, on the drive-by.
Yeah.
Carter spins baseline,
With the
working
right.
on Lucas. Gets it back. He's got 6.
If I'm Yuba, I got to find a way to get Carter out of the game with 3 fouls. Let's go at him.
Yeah, you saw how he went out. As soon as he went out of the ball game, that's when Yuba goes on their run. They bring him back, and they go on a run, does Cerritos, and now they get a 4-point lead. Timeout on the floor.
It's a 30-second timeout with Cerritos leading it by 4 and setting up for a good finish here with 12:07 to go.
Good finish with Cerritos on the floor. I'm shocked. You know, we've had a chance to call 4 of their games this year. 3 of them have come down to the wire.
Yeah, they have a way of making it interesting before it's all said and done, and they're going to have their hands full here before it's all finished.
Wait till you see Orange Coast in the next game. They've played about 15 straight games in the final possession. That I talked to Ed Maddock yesterday a little bit, just briefly, the Fresno City head coach, and he asked me about him, and I just said, well, you got to win by 8 to 10 because if it's close late, those guys really believe in themselves.
Yeah. And they've had success in this game. They lost to Riverside, I believe, in the championship game of the tournament earlier in the year.
Dot.
Travel.
Missed the layup and a foul called on the rebound.
What are you looking at? I mean, Matt, can I see a replay there? Main shot.
Picks up the foul in the backcourt, so he ends up with his first. And back that up a little bit, and there. Take a look here.
That's 2 pivot feet. Live action.
2-3 zone.
You're not going to get that no call if you're Magic at the Forum.
That's true.
Bates is not on the bench. He's not in the game. He's over on the table getting stretched out. They better figure that out quick.
Carter drives the lane. Shot no good. Rebound on the floor. Max got it back in a crowd. He lays it in.
Mac has great elevation, especially from the crouch there. Powers it up and in.
Well, we wondered in the first half, where would Yuba be without Bates? Well, where would Cerritos be in this second half without the offensive rebounding as Stoltz finishes in close?
You know, Stoltz can score a little bit better with his back to the basket than any of the other guys on Yuba. He hasn't really been able to get going, but I think now with Carter in foul trouble, that's a guy they got to feed in the post and see if he can get going a little bit. 6'11" freshman.
Smith tries to find Wilkes, and a foul before the shot.
Smith needed to shoot that ball. He would have been rewarded with 2 free throws. Looking for the pass down low.
Second
Guzman
foul
cutting
on.
down low. Sorry there, Jeffrey.
No, sorry about that. A Dot with his second foul. And Cerritos will bring it in baseline left. Malik Smith trying to enter it into Carter, and it's off the foot of Stoltz.
Perry, I know I was listening to the broadcast earlier, and you mentioned Chris Freeman, who passed away earlier this year, assistant at Cerritos. And he was head coach at Mount Sac, and we had a chance to cover Mount Sac when he was there. And our thoughts and prayers are with his family, and also Mike May, brother of Coach Russ May, who passed away early this year. We were broadcasting their game. Russ was with his family back home, Coaches versus Cancer, and there's a lot of motivation on the Falcons side of it to come here and win one for Coach and his family, and we wish his family the best.
Yeah, that's a tough deal. I feel sorry for Coach May that he went through that, and I know he's got good faith and good family, and I said some prayers for him during the year, and it seems like he's doing okay. Never can get over that though.
Lucas will try a long three. That's no good.
Right on line, just a little bit off.
Out to Wilkes.
Bates back in the game.
And he is matched up with Guzman.
I isolate with Guzman down low. Go at him. See what kind of.
They move Guzman out to the corner. Well off of him. The Falcons willing to take some time. Wilkes steps in, shoots from 18, rims out. And a foul on the rebound as Carter and Ostafjord hit the deck. This is going to be the fourth on Ostafjord.
Carter's a load down there, Coach.
Yeah, he is. They got a bunch of loads down there. The offensive rebounding is just killing Yuba.
Well, it's got to be approaching double digits in the second half.
Oh, yeah.
For the Falcons.
You know who Carter reminds me? He reminds me a little bit of Meta World. Just a big body, wide shoulders, good skill. Not as skilled as Ron Artest, but I got to tell you, in terms of the toughness and the grit and how bulky and how effective he is down low as he scores on the layup, he is very good. And you want him on your team. You don't want to be going up against him.
No doubt.
Carter up to 8 in the game, and it's a 6-point lead for Cerritos. The Falcons just will not relinquish the lead in this one, which they have had throughout. Duplashan trying to work on Alvis. Lewis around the screen, comes up shooting from 10 feet off the back iron. Carter snaps down another rebound.
Coaches on the Yuba bench not happy about that shot attempt.
Thomas,
man-to-man
checked
here.
by Lewis.
Cerritos running roll replace.
Guzman down low, working on
Great
Lewis.
feed.
Step back, goes glass, lays it in.
That looked like Elton Brand down there, Coach.
Yuba's struggling to get stops, man. They're not going to be able to win this game unless they can find some ways to get stops.
60-52, 8-point lead. Duplashan with the teardrop in and out. Rebound on the floor. James has it. Lucas wide open for 3, and he buries it.
Well, Thomas had leaked out there, late to get back.
Jaron Lucas, who shoots 44% from long range.
He only got 9.
Fundamentals, Coach Cepeda. Fundamentals. Got to block out and rebound.
Alvis at the top of the key.
This will catch up to either team this weekend if you advance.
Absolutely.
Double team coming on Carter. Quick pass down low to Guzman and one.
What a find. Let's see that one again. Oh, my goodness. What a pass. What a feed down low.
I'll tell you, the way these two guys work together, this is nothing new. Carter and Guzman, and part of what makes them so effective is how unselfish they are.
Well, they're skilled guys. They're skilled. They can play. They can play on the perimeter. They can play in the post. Very versatile, athletic guys.
So Guzman, who's had a quiet night in the scoring column, is now up to 8. With that one, he's got a free throw coming.
You know, there was talk coming into the tournament that the NorCal was gonna sweep today. There was some talk last night. Some Northern California coaches, maybe they had a couple too many beers or something. But SoCal looks like
they look primed, man.
They look strong.
Well, they almost did it yesterday with the women, where the first 3 games were won by the teams from North. Trying to dominate the weekend. Lucas moving left.
Wow.
Gets the roll from long range. Lucas, who had a quiet first half, is up to 12.
This is the friendlier of the rims that Yuba is shooting on here in the second half.
5-point game.
And we know that because Mike took free throws before the game.
I shot here before.
He was 80% on one end. Ooh, that was off Cerritos' foot.
That was off of Thomas.
Yeah.
but they get the call. I'm going to say it was off of Dupleshan. So they'll bring it in quickly into Carter. Bates well off of him. They work it to Wilkes.
This game has been well officiated.
Yeah.
Under 8 minutes to go. Alvis splits a double team, jump stop, the floater no good. Thomas back taps it, and Alvis has it. Another chance for the Falcons.
4 guys in the paint for Yuba, all standing and watching Thomas go up and tip it.
Carter backing down on Lucas, shot up, no good. Thomas, another offensive rebound and finish. And after a very close first half, guys, I got to tell you, this is a lot of what they did to Santiago Canyon last week. Just really up the pressure, used their physicality, and really dominated them physically in the second half en route to winning by 20.
You know what makes this team so impressive in the Falcons? They're a team that doesn't necessarily go all that deep, but, man, they wear you down.
Yep.
Dupleshan back to Lewis. Lewis, a step back 3.
There was a travel there.
What a big-time shot by Lewis, and right when they needed it, full timeout taken. 65-61, Cerritos with the lead. You're watching the 3C2A Basketball Championships on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Offensive rebounds in the game, Perry, for Cerritos. And I got to tell you, I think they're lowballing that number. It feels like even more than that for the Falcons as they lead it by 4.
Yeah, you know, we gave up, in our last game, we gave up 17 offensive rebounds to Allen Hancock, and it's just a recipe for disaster. No matter what kind of defensive team you are, no matter what kind of shots you're making the team take, if you ain't getting the ball back on the glass, it doesn't matter.
Guzman working on Bates. Half hook won't go. Rebound on the floor. Knocked out of play. It's going to stay with Cerritos.
Even there, they got 3 guys with their hands on the ball. They can't squeeze it. The ball goes out of bounds.
Wilkes will bring it in, baseline right. Out to Guzman.
Down screen. Oh, no, cross screen here.
Fresh shot clock for the Falcons, who lead it by 4. Guzman, checked by Bates. Backing down into the lane, back out. Hamilton can't quite find the handle. Circles into the lane, comes up shooting from 10 feet off the back iron.
Hey, they got it off.
Bates with a rebound, and you hear it from the crowd for Yuba. Dupleshan on the drive. He's fouled. 6:26 to go, and an opportunity for Yuba to perhaps get back within 2. Well, Dupleshan has had some kind of efficient game, 8 of 13 from the field. He's got 19 points, and after a miss or 2 early, I think you alluded to it in the first half, he took a shot from outside from about 17 feet, knocked that down. Not a good effort on the first free throw, and that really seemed to settle him down, and since then he's been pretty much lights out until that free throw.
He's a quality player, man, and a freshman, too. He's going to be really tough next year in his sophomore year.
One more coming, and Dupleshan able to get this one in. So he's got 20, 1 out of 2. Yuba back within 3. The Falcons so far have responded every time that Yuba has started to make a push. Mack into the lane, back to his left. The leaner is good. Keyshawn Mack stepping up. He's got 12. Dupleshan pulls up. Alvis got a piece and a late whistle. Alvis thought he had a clean block. But Duplashan will head to the line for a couple of free throws. Well, I know Mike Cepeda would have had an opinion on that call.
Yes, he would have. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
Well, it did come a little bit late, and here comes Duplashan and hits the first free throw.
Can make one here and cut it to 3.
Exactly 6 minutes to go.
Carter on the bench for Cerritos.
Yeah, Ostafjord has 4 fouls. That's the only significant foul trouble.
Yuba's gone to the smaller lineup. You know, offensively, that's helped them here in the second half. If they can just find a way to stay on the glass, that they'll be right in the mix. Or get on the glass, not stay on it. Get on the glass.
Hamilton directing traffic. Wants to create a little room, and that's Mack working down low against Jackson, and it's Jackson who picks up the foul. Bodying up, and that will put Yuba in the penalty, so Mack will head to the line for a 1-and-1. Second foul on Jackson.
Mack only about 62% from the free throw line. There was a game earlier this season that we had a chance to cover as the Long Beach game, and they hit about 16 free throws down the stretch to win against a Long Beach team that ended up beating them. The last loss in the season for Cerritos was the season finale in the South Coast South at Long Beach.
Well, those who have those who have followed Cerritos during the playoffs will know that they had a harrowing experience from the line, missing 13 of 28 free throws in the victory over Riverside. The free throws very nearly cost them their season.
Yeah, and Riverside played them tough. That went to double overtime, I think.
It absolutely.
Triple overtime.
Yep.
Block.
Lucas. And that one partially blocked, and the Falcons have it. 4-point lead.
You know, one thing about that Cerritos loss to Long Beach late in league play, I know you never want to lose. You want to win every single game.
It's a good loss.
But it not so much that it's a good loss. I think it's just a refocusing type of deal. You know, You could come back into practice the next day as the head coach and say, hey, you know, we're not as good as we think we are. We need to be better. We need to get ready to go win playoff games.
Mack on the drive. He's got 14. It's a 6-point lead. Jackson driving on Thomas. The runner won't go. And Bates trying to keep it alive, and he did. Or no, they're going to say it's off of Bates.
Yeah, well, Bates is
stepping
already
on the line.
out of bounds,
Yeah.
I think.
Yep.
I thought he did. I thought the ref missed it, but he made the right call. Thomas just walked out of the gym with an injury for Cerritos.
Yeah, he came up hobbling a little bit. He's headed over to the trainer's table, I believe.
So Carter back on with Guzman, Mack, Hamilton, and Alvis on the floor for Russ May. Hamilton drives hard on Bates, and that one blocked out of play. It'll still belong to Cerritos with 12 on the shot clock.
Yeah, Thomas had knee and ankle issues throughout the season. It looks like he's taken off the shoe at the trainer's table, and they're going to tend to that right now.
Talk about critical to their success today and this weekend. Alvis between the circles. Pulls up from 23, rims high, no good. Tapped outside, Duplashan's got it for Yuba. Duplashan angles into the lane, leaves it for Lucas for 3, swish! Lucas again from long range. He's been unconscious here in the second half. He's got 15, 4:14 to go. Yuba within 3 and a timeout taken.
If you're Cerritos, how do you lose that guy? The scouting report coming in, what'd you say, 42% from 3? He's been, as you said, unconscious here in quarterfinal number 2.
Yeah,
and they
44%, and he takes over 6 a game. So he's prolific from out there as
in
well.
volume. Yeah, so I mean.
Got to stay attached to him. Got to find him in transition, make somebody else beat you.
And you got to imagine that's what they're talking about right now, and that's Cerritos'
Coach
huddle.
May was in the year of Keyshawn Mack coming off the floor during that timeout saying, how do you lose that guy?
You know, one of the easiest plays in the world, we talk about it all the time, is just driving, recognizing help, and making the play right in front of you as the passer. And that was an easy play for Duplashan to make the way that they came over and helped. You got to maybe bluff and recover and stay close to the shooter there and make Duplashan make a shot over some length. Although it's two good players. I'm sure that's in the defender's head as well. Duplashan's tough, and this guy's tough. Lucas is tough. What am I going to do? Obviously made the wrong decision.
And remember, everybody, you can catch all of the action this weekend live and archived on demand on our YouTube channel, SoCal College Sports 1. Check out the website, www.socalcollegesports.com. We will have the entirety of the men's and women's basketball championships for the California Community College Athletic Association here in 2018.
Falcons coming out of the huddle, and you get a look at Carter as he trots down, and he's been a big answer every time they've needed a big bucket here throughout this game, and we'll see how the Falcons elect to proceed. Will they try to get the ball to Carter on this possession? And it is Carter trying to establish down low, but Alvis off a screen, hard drive knocked away. Stolen by Yuba. It's a 2-on-1. Lewis outside to Lucas. Lucas lost the handle, manages to save it, and does to Duplashan.
What a save.
They're trying to run a trap, but Duplashan spins away on the drive. Blocking call. This one going to go against Hamilton. Duplashan heading to the line. Meanwhile, another Falcon player is down.
Carter.
Looks like he maybe rolled his ankle. I don't want to guess, though.
Matt, let's look at the replay here, see if we can catch what happened down low on the main shot.
They're going to look at that ankle, right ankle. See Duplashan on the drive. And
stepped on his foot. Yeah, that's tough.
Well, that is unfortunate, certainly, for Carter. And we will step away here as they take a look at Jason Carter for Cerritos, 70-67, 3:48 to go. You're watching the 3C2A playoffs on SoCalCollegeSports.com. They will help Jason Carter over to the table and take a look at his ankle. They were able to get him up, but he wasn't able to put any weight on that right leg
as
they were helping out.
Tape your ankles, kids.
Duplashan in and out on the first free throw.
As a sophomore in high school, I landed on a guy's foot and broke my right ankle. And I never played another day of basketball without at least ankle braces on both feet.
Or tape.
Or tape. At least braces, though.
One more for Duplashan. He hits. He's got 23 in the game. It's a 2-point game, 3:47 and counting.
I hope Carter's all right, man. He's a good kid. I watched him play in high school. He's a talented guy, and they need him back in this game. And if not this game, they're going to need him back this weekend. So I hope he gets well over there.
Don't have to make do here. You have to imagine the rest of the way. Mack goes to the left hand and scores. Keyshawn Mack on the drive. And when they need a big hoop, it seems more often than not, they look to Mack to at least get something started.
Yeah.
He's so explosive going to the basket. We do have a timeout taken on the floor. We'll step aside again here in the 3C2A Championships on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Back to Ventura College, 3:29 to go in quarterfinal number 2. San Diego City already advanced earlier today to the semifinals, trying to establish second semifinalist here. Winner of this game will meet the winner of Allen Hancock and City College of San Francisco. That game comes up at 7 o'clock.
Hey, boys, this is winning time now. Whatever happened doesn't matter now. Now it's winning time.
Duplashan, they send a double team. Gets it off to Lucas. Lucas moves left, fires for 3, rims high, no good. Rebound on the floor, and Smith has it. They quickly surround him, but Smith spins away.
Good dribble out.
Splits the double team. Smith wants to run. Thomas in from the right, into the lane, hangs, no good. Rebound pulled down by Bates.
Tough no call there on Thomas. Thought he got bumped down low.
Yeah, Thomas has
That's
returned.
a good no call, Mike. This is winning time, baby. You got to finish through contact.
I like that. I like that justification.
Lucas leans over the dribble, starts a drive on Mack.
That's the
Hangs in
first
the air
time
and
I've seen
scores.
Lucas put the ball on the floor, and
Yeah.
I'm evaluating him. You know, I'm a coach. That I like to see more of that. He obviously can shoot. That's a talented guy there.
He has 17 points, and the lion's share of those, if not all of them, have come in the second half.
Yep.
Jaron Lucas has been huge. Mack into the lane, trying to answer Lucas, goes to the left hand, no good. Thomas on the offensive glass, gets the putback. Demetrius Thomas.
Offensive rebounding.
He's so huge down the stretch. Did a lot of that last week in the victory over Santiago Canyon, back to a 4-point game. Lucas on the pick and spot up.
he
Instead,
fouled
it's
him.
Lewis
Oh, he didn't
from
call
the
it.
corner. Tapped out. Lucas will step into a 3, no good.
Hurt. Lewis is hurt.
Lewis still down. Alvis running the floor. It's a 3-on-2. Lobs for Mack! Keyshawn Mack! Gonna take one more look at this one. More than one. Watch Mack elevating. Gonna take one more look at this. You see Lewis still down. A good look for Lucas, but can't get that one to go. Probably the first one he's missed in the second half. And Alvis here spots Mack and throws it down. That'll bring a timeout with 1:48 to go in the ball game, and Cerritos leading it 76-70. .148 to go, but that man there, Keyshawn Mack, might have just put an exclamation point on this one for Cerritos. Still a long way with a 6-point lead, but that was huge and emphatic as he throws it down on the alley-oop. Mack now with, 13 in the game. I thought he had more than that. They might have adjusted that. Duplasham will try for 3, rimming no. Tapped up, no good, and it's Smith high up for the rebound. He's quickly fouled by Bates, and then the refs are going to jump in and quickly separate. And Smith with that tenacity, and you see from him on both ends of the floor.
A little chippy down there, folks.
That's exactly what Malik Smith brings to the table. One site that we did see Jason Carter making his way back to the bench, and he is on crutches with that ankle heavily iced and taped up.
It's a different team out there, and it looks like at this point, although I don't want to count Yuba out of it yet, that Cerritos might move on. But that's a huge loss because they're a completely different team out there. They don't rebound it as well. They might be a little bit quicker on the wings, but that's a tough loss in Carter being out.
One of the things I like about Carter also for that team is the flexibility he gives. Guzman and Thomas, and then if you can bring Carter in there as well, you can go very big with this team. You can go very small, leaving any one of those guys at the center spot and bring 4 guards. And depth is so very critical, and obviously that's a big injury, but a long way to go here. Lucas from way downtown missed everything. Ostefjord trying to keep it alive. Alvis taps it out. Thomas back there. It's a 2-on-1. Thomas in from the right with the 2-hand jam. Falcons with a run late. Dot back the other way, lays it in. So Josh Dot, as we watch the replay one more time, and you You watch Thomas finish the job.
Smith touches, you want to foul him. He just missed a free throw. Don't foul Mac. Don't let a dunk happen.
3-on-1. Guzman lays it in. They beat the press, and Guzman finishes. 8 points, under a minute to go. Duplashan for 3, around and in. Duplashan with another 3. He's up to 26 in the game. And for the moment, that keeps Yuba alive. 48.2 to go. Cerritos leading it by 5.
Final timeout taken by Yuba.
Again, like we talked about last game, right now in the huddle, you're discussing what are we doing? Where are we trapping? Are we denying? What do we want to do defensively? And then the most important thing is, who do we want to foul? You got to rely on your assistant coaches. They got to have the stats ready. We got to know Smith just missed a free throw. Maybe he's a little mental. He missed 2 to start the game. If he touches the ball, that's got to be an automatic foul. He's got to make a free throw. He's got to prove it to you that he can do it.
Yeah.
Got to get guys out of the game, too, with foul trouble. 33, what is his name? Sorry. Ostafjord, yeah. Sorry, hard pronunciation for me. He's got 4 fouls. Got to get him out of the game. This is where, as a head coach, you really got to rely on your assistant coaches. You're really involved in the game. You're really involved in the situation, but you need to hear these guys chirping in your ears about what else is going on in the situation so that you got all of your bases covered.
A number of good foul shooters for Cerritos. They'll probably try to get the ball in the hands of Christian Alvis, a good ball handler, 84% foul shooter for the team. To your point, Malik Smith, if he's out there, shoots 71%, but has missed a couple here today, and that is among the lowest percentages of the guys that come out.
And then
everybody's over 70% here.
In the other huddle with Russ May, in his huddle, you're talking about who do we want shooting it, where are we going on the traps, how are we reacting to the traps,
Wilkes, I think, dribbled it off his foot. Wilkes is out there for exactly that reason. He's an 88% foul shooter, but he spent a lot of time on the bench here in the second half, and he turns it over. So they'll play a little offense-defense and bring back Malik Smith.
The Falcons postseason, no stranger to drama thus far, and they're up by 5, 45 seconds to go. They like to avoid the drama just to get through to Saturday.
If you're Cerritos here, defend without fouling. Now, that doesn't mean just give them an open shot, but defend without fouling. Let's make them take a tough shot. Don't reach, don't foul, nothing silly.
Back to Lewis.
Lewis
into the lane, lays it up and in.
What is Thomas doing on the other side of the floor? He's got to guard somebody there.
3-point game. Russ May takes a timeout. 41.1 to go. It's back to a one-possession game. Not over yet. You're watching the 3C2A Basketball Championships on SoCalCollegeSports.com.
So Cerritos here, they've got to do a better job of handling the pressure here. The guards don't just catch it and dribble it. Catch and evaluate and find your open teammate. You feel like you got 5 good free throw shooters on the floor, you're feeling free to pass it to anybody.
Alvis back to Smith.
That's the guy you got to foul. That's the guy you got to foul.
Over the timeline, gets it to Thomas, down to 33 seconds.
You don't really have to foul. It's a 3-point game. So Coach Cornelius decided not foul. He's trapping, but he's not fouling. Don't foul now.
Might have been fouled. That one knocked
Foul
away.
there.
No call. Bates is on the floor. What's the call? They want to travel on the Cerritos
sideline. They got no
sideline.
timeouts left. Chris Webber, they got no
He
timeouts
just
left.
called a timeout, Coach.
Jump ball.
Oh, my God. They're calling the jump ball. That could have potentially been huge.
I need a replay here, Matt. He's very obviously calling a timeout while he's going to the floor.
But
Yuba gets away with one here. The arrow in favor of Cerritos.
Are they calling a jump ball before he goes to the floor?
Right there was a foul.
There's a scrum. There's a foul. He's calling timeout, and man, Yuba gets away with one there with a jump ball. And
still a situation now, 11 seconds still left on the shot clock, but Yuba had possession. That should be a reset. They should be resetting. Yuba would have to foul.
You see Dot on the floor saying, hey, we don't have any more timeouts.
If I'm Russ May right now, I'm yelling reset, reset, reset. You got to reset the shot clock there.
Keyshawn Mack hurt on that last play, a little wobbly here.
Wilkes will bring it in, gets it into Mack.
You don't need
Shot
to foul.
clock at
Get
9.
Get a stop.
Alvis working on Duplashawn. Comes up shooting from 18 feet, and a whistle and a foul called.
Got him right on the hand.
Yep, good call, good call. He fouled him. Good play by Alvis. Alvis is tough, man. He's done a great job.
That's one hell of a crossover. Matt, can we see that one again? That's a really good bait there with the left hand. Bring back that slider a little bit. We'll see it one more time.
As Alvis gets ready for the first free throw.
Gotta make one.
Watch Alvis here. Dribble down. Just crosses over, he gets a little separation, and he causes Duplashawn to come over and foul him.
Alvis, great poise.
Alvis hits the first free throw. That makes it a 2-possession game with 14.6 to go.
You got your full court play here, whatever it is, Yuba's got it. And they don't necessarily have to shoot a three. You just got to go down quick and get a layup.
Picking up full here.
Alvis hits them both.
Don't foul.
Dot quickly ahead. They leave it for Ostefjord, still taking time. Lucas steps to his right, fires for 3, no good.
Game.
Thomas snaps down the rebound. They're immediately fouling with 3.3 to go, and the Falcons are on their way to the semifinals.
Final 4, here comes Cerritos.
And it looks like, obviously, they'll have to concern themselves with the possibility of losing Jason Carter here. We won't know any specifics about that, of course, but he is over there iced up, and boy, at this level, it's such minor differences that can make the difference.
Give me the player with the ice on the bench, Cerritos.
So Thomas will take the free throws, but this really just salting it away for the Falcons with 3.3 to go. Yuba's going to run out of time.
The 5-point play, Jed?
Have they brought in the 5-point shot yet?
Yes.
As you take a look at Carter there with that leg elevated.
It's tough to envision when you get a full roll of the ankle there, him coming back in a couple of days, but he's going to give it his all. He's a greedy player.
And they don't have the advantage. Sometimes they'll open on Thursday and you get that extra 24 hours, but they have to go right back to it tomorrow. I do believe they're slated to play in the second game, which will be the 7 o'clock game, but he's got all of a little over 24 hours to get ready. If at all possible. Meanwhile, Thomas misses the first. He's got one more to go. Coming up, I believe, I don't want to misspeak here, but we'll have a word with Russ May after the game.
Or Demetrius Thomas.
Demetrius Thomas.
We're waiting word.
Yeah, to see. But we will have somebody from Cerritos join us for an interview after the game. The final score, 83-77. Stick around for a little bit of post-game here, and we'll get you ready for quarterfinal number 3. You're watching the 3C2A Basketball Championships on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Final score in quarterfinal number 2, Cerritos advances, getting past Yuba College 83-77. They'll move on to the semifinals Saturday night, coming up against the winner of Game 4. Up next, we have Game 3 for you. Orange Coast College taking on Fresno City College for another spot in the semifinals here in the 3C2A championships. We're going to sign off here very quickly, rejoin you, getting you set for quarterfinal number 3, and that is also when we will be talking to either Russ May or Demetrius Thomas from Cerritos College, get their thoughts on the victory in the quarterfinals that ended just moments ago. So we'll sign off here and rejoin you, get you ready for our third quarterfinal, and have some final words from Cerritos College about their victory moments ago. For everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com, so long, everybody. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.